Hello, this is Faith at Faith and Books. This is going to be a vlog about, to continue my theme of my relationships with nonfiction books in Nonfiction November. And one thing that I really love is beautifully illustrated old children's books. So I've collected, I didn't really mean to be a collector of them, but somehow over the years it happened because sometimes I would see something and I would just be seized with, you know, a desire to actually own them. So sort of, a part-time collector sort of thing. But I have some books that I've accrued over the years that I was going to show you today. So the first set, let me get it, is this really adorable collection, oops, I knocked the camera, of books. The Mary Frances series, Adventures Among the Kitchen People. That's that one. Wait a second, that's the cooking one. They're all among people, the doll people, the garden people, the thimble people, and this one doesn't listen. But anyway, this is what they look like. The girl in the story is Mary Frances, and each book is about something that a girl in 1918, which is when these came out, would, I guess like to be trained in. This is the garden book. This one I really like. And here's the sewing book. Can you see that? And then the knitting and crocheting book. So these are really, really delightful books if you like this kind of thing. So they come with instruction. It's told in story form. So it's always Mary Frances and her brother interacting with sort of magical people. So here it's the thimble people who are helping her learn to sew. And it's got there's little poems in it, little illustrations, and then actual instructions on how to sew. Let's see. They're just beautifully illustrated. And then at the end, they actually have patterns, things to learn to sew. They are kept in the back pocket. So now, did I ever learn to sew from these? No. In fact, I'm a horrible sewer. I can barely sew on a button. But I still found this thing so enchanting. I think I bought these books a long time ago when my oldest daughter was, 10 or something like that. And she was sort of into all those kind of crafts. And when I saw these somewhere, I don't know, in some book catalog, I just had to have them. I just thought they were adorable. The garden book is actually really interesting, and it really helps you learn to lay out your garden and to think about, where is it? Let me see if I can find the instructions. Oh, now I can't find them. But anyway, they're just beautifully illustrated. You can see here. And what do they have at the end here? There you go. We've got Mary Frances cut out early. So these are, templates for designing the garden. I think we've lost some of those. Let's see if we have it at the beginning. Oh, here we go. Here's a plan for a garden. So these are just gorgeous. They're written by Jane Eyre Fryer. Did they really name her Jane Eyre? But it's kind of Eyre, so maybe it's Jane Eyre Fryer. And it was published by LACIS Publications, Berkeley, California. And these came out, what year? They're a reprint of these 1918 books. Does it say when they were reprinted? They're just so beautiful. Oops, there you go. Just gorgeous. Anyway, I thought they were really charming, and I bought them, and I have them all. Every once in a while, I take them out, especially the gardening one, but mostly they just sit on my shelf, and I have pride of ownership, I guess. So that was one nonfiction children's series that I collected because I just found them so enchanting. But another set that I have collected, I got because I remembered them from my own childhood. And you may be familiar with him as well. And I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think he was Czech or something. It's Mislav Sasek, Sasek. This is his book. This is Ireland. So what he did was, he was this incredible illustrator, and he went around and painted these, or illustrated these gorgeous children's books that would explain to you about the different countries and cities. There we are, Trinity College Library. I actually went there when I was 16 and saw the Book of Kells. Let's see, what else? Just an incredible illustrator, and I remember these books, getting them at the library, and just paging through them and just loving his illustrations and the way he just presents the information. It's fun, really well done. And I have so many of these. These came out, I think, 1959, and 1960s. This is 1959. This is London. This is one of the later ones, I think. This is Texas. I just love these. Let's see, what else? This is Israel. There we go. And the ruins of Israel. This is Greece. I have a whole bunch of these. I don't think I have them all, but I think I have almost all of them. He was quite popular in the 60s as a children's illustrator. There's Greece. I love this one. This is in New York. There we go. And then this is Rome. Let's see, this might have been one of the earlier ones, was it? When did this come out? No, this was 1960. So I think his artwork was kind of reminiscent of a lot of the cartoons at the time, maybe. And that's why maybe it resonated so much. Or maybe he illustrated a lot of cartoons that came out at that time. But that style of representing people, you know, was very, you know, I don't know, it just was very pleasing to me as a child. Anyway, so I've collected all those books by, and I can't even say his name, Mislav Sasek. Simply because I had to have them. When I saw them, I remembered his illustrations and how much I had been so absorbed by his books when I was a child, and so I collected those. And then the last, really this is about illustrations and just having charming children's books. Oops, sorry, I keep knocking that. And I wish I had more by this author. You can really find a lot of his books from Dover Publishers, which prints a lot of inexpensive classics in paperback. But this one is Diary of an American Boy, 1805. And he took an actual real diary of a boy in New England. And then he quotes from it. That's the actual diary he drew. And then he explains all the things that go on and all the mechanics of everything they do. And he's an incredible illustrator. And he does all these diagrams of how they built, you know, that's like a truss for a bridge that they were building. See? And how they hoisted it up and put it in place to build this bridge over the river near their home. And just everything, how they would pull stumps. So the boy would mention something, and then Eric Sloan would do research into how they did it. And then he provides all this technical information through these gorgeous sketches that he did, hayricks. Learn all about hay. So you learn a lot about early farming methods, which I'm really into that kind of stuff. So I just love this stuff by Eric Sloan, and I would like to collect more by him. This is another one called Eric Sloan's Almanac and Weather Forecaster. And this has a lot more writing in it. But again, he illustrates it with his beautiful illustrations. This is basically how people used to read the weather just from nature and how they would cope with the vagaries of weather. There's weather vanes to see which way the wind was blowing. Tree recognition by action. There's one in here that's a whole calendar of the best time to go fishing according to the weather. Hurricane, tornado, and cyclone. Anyway, it's a very, and it's year by year. I mean, it's week by week, third week in July. So it's really, really fascinating. He did a whole bunch. I would like to collect more of his. So now I'm into just buying used books because, you know, they cut down trees to make new books, and the manufacturing of it is, in this day and age, we need to be really a lot more environmentally conscientious. So, but anyway, those are my 3 collections I have of nonfiction children's books that I find just charming. And I'm really, even though I wish I were a minimalist, I'm not a minimalist when it comes to books, and I'm really happy that I own these. So, all right, until next time, bye.